Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We'll give just a moment to clear the waiting room and make sure that folks are connected to audio. As a reminder to all who've joined, once you have entered from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are providing testimony before the board. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Licensing Board. Today I'm joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you very much. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly if you will be providing testimony this morning. We'll call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the licensee, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department, and whether there are any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify. I will then swear in all parties. After that, the police report will be read into the record, and the licensee or their representative will have the opportunity to make a brief statement, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. All testimony will be limited only to those individuals with firsthand personal knowledge of the alleged incident. We'll begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, KNG Entertainment LLC, doing business as Sidebar, located at 14 to 16 Bromfield Street. Date of the incident, March 30th, 2025. Assault and battery, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A, and failure to notify police in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 114B. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? Do we have anybody with us on behalf of Sidebar? We will attempt to contact them and take a second call. Calling item number 2, Page Hospitality, Inc., doing business as Hava Lounge, located at 246 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, April 12th, 2025. Failure to notify police in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.14b. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Parker Valley's here for the licensee, Page Hospitality, doing business as Hava. I have with me today Kevin Montgomery, who is the Chief of Security.
Thank you. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
I just saw an Officer Heron. I saw him on the screen here. He's there, Jeffrey Heron.
I do see him in the participant list. Officer Heron, are you with us? I'm asking you to unmute right now, if you are.
Jeffrey Heron.
Oh, there we go. Officer Heron, something should, there we go.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you very much for being with us. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Officer Heron, if you could please read the police report into the record for the board.
About 2:32 a.m. on Saturday, 4/12/2025, Officer Heron and Petit, Alpha 202 Alpha, responded to a radio call for assault and battery in progress at 63 Stewart Street, Boston. Assisting unit on scene, connecting Payne, Alpha 103 Alpha. Upon arrival, officers were flagged down by two victims later identified as Lila Gorskov, date of birth 6/23/2003, and Emil Carmili, date of birth 6/23/2000, who stated they were physically assaulted by 6 to 8 men outside the above address. Carmelia stated the suspects were white males, no clothing description, no flight or direction. Officers observed Gorskov to have a lot of blood coming from his mouth and a few broken teeth. Officers requested Boston EMS to the scene. Due to Boston EMS having a high call volume, officers very close to Tufts Medical Center, officers received approval from Sergeant Serena Arusa, Alpha 904, to escort both Gorskov and Kermil on foot to Tufts Medical Center to be further evaluated by medical professionals. Body-worn camera activated.
Thank you. We have a number of supplemental reports as well. Are those going to be read into the record?
Sorry, I thought I saw Detective Keneally here. Lieutenant Detective Troy, I can read those.
Thank you, Lieutenant Detective Troy. If I could just have you raise your right hand first, so we can swear you in. Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Supplement number 1 reads as follows. It's written by Sergeant Detective Taxter. It reads on April 19, 2025. About 1 a.m., Detectives Keneally and Walsh conducted a licensed premise inspection of Hava Nightclub 246 Tremont Street, Boston. Detectives issued licensed premise violation for failure to notify the police regarding the alleged assault and battery on April 12, 2025. The violation notice was signed for and accepted by Mr. Nabusi, who cooperated with detectives. None of the violations were observed. Let's see what supplement number 2 is. The third supplemental report is Detective Keneally's investigative report.
Detective Keneally on scene. If you want me to read.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Thank
Okay.
you. If you please just identify yourself, and then I'll have to swear you in.
Detective John Keneally, ID 12021. I'm a detective in District 1.
Thank you, Detective. Could you please raise your right hand for us? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, Detective. You may please proceed.
After the investigation, Detective Keneally assigned to the Alpha 815 call sign determined that there's enough probable cause to charge suspect Sosalan Gularov, date of birth 10/15/1994, with assault and battery causing serious bodily injury, 265/13 Alpha, broken jaw. Detective spoke to victim Gorshevov, who states while at the Harvard Club at 246 Tremont Street, Boston, Mass. 02116, he was violently physically attacked by suspect Gularov. Victim states he doesn't know why the suspect physically assaulted him, but he believes it had stemmed with women who he was with at the time. Victim believes suspect may have been jealous of some sort. Victim states suspect confronted him and began to browbeat and bully him. Suspect yelled profanities at him and threatened to physically hurt him. Victim states while being yelled at, suspect touched, kind of slapped him on his head. Victim states he was taken back by suspect's behavior and attempted to quickly move away in fear it would escalate. Victim states suspect followed his movement and physically attacked him by striking him with closed fist about his face. Victim states suspect's friends, unknown, physically attacked him as well, but suspect was the main combatant. Victim states the physical attack started inside the club. Victim states suspect continued beating him into the alleyway. Victim states he fled the immediate area with the help of his brother, witness Kermilli. Witness called police while standing in front of 63 Stewart Street around the corner from the Harvard Club. Officers arrived on scene and observed a substantial amount of blood coming from the victim's mouth. Along with the blood, officers could see that a few teeth were broken as well. Officers requested EMS to the scene due to the high call volume and officers being close to Tufts Medical Center. Officers escorted victim to the emergency room on foot. Victim informed detective that his jaw was broken in 2 places, along with several broken teeth. Victim did state that surgery was conducted on his jaw where it was wired shut. Victim sent detective pictures of his injuries. Investigation. Detective viewed Gentech video that point in the direction of the Harvard Club. From the camera angle, detectives were unable to see any evidence of an altercation. Before going to the club for video evidence, victim contacted detective, forwarded 5 pictures of suspect and his friends, acquaintances. Victim pointed to two of the pictures. Victim stated he believes suspect is from Brooklyn, New York, but may be living in Boston now. One of the pictures victim circled and ID'd him, white male, beard, as main suspect. The second picture ID'd suspect from Facebook, and his name was Alan Gularoff. Suspect's Facebook shows suspect, white male, beard, dark-colored hair, wearing a turtleneck shirt while standing. Detective forwarded said pictures of suspect to the Brick and officers on A1 via email for a possible ID. Detectives emailed the Brick to do a workup on the suspect's name, Alan Gularoff. The Brick emailed Detective back and stated they couldn't find anything under that name. Detective received a call from the victim who stated he was able to get suspect's ex-wife's name and phone number. Suspect's ex-wife's name is Valeria Gularoff, and given the number of 929-434-3961. Detective spoke with Valeria and asked her if she knew Alan Gularoff. She stated no. Detectives asked her if it was her ex-husband. Valeria stated his name is Solon Gularoff, and they're currently separated. Detective asked Valeria if he could forward pictures of suspect to her. The same picture that the victim sent to the detective identifying suspect, Valeria agreed. Detective emailed a picture to Valeria a picture of suspect from Facebook, which stated his name is Alan Gularoff. After emailing said picture, detective contacted Valeria and asked her if she recognized the man in the picture named Alan Gularoff. Valeria stated, yes, that's my husband, but his name is Soslin Gularoff. Valeria asked the detective what the problem was, and I explained to her that he was involved in an assault and battery incident in Boston. The detective asked her if he lives in Boston. She stated no. The detective asked Valeria where she lived, and she stated 1910 Bay Ridge Ave, apartment 3, Brooklyn, New York, 11204. Valeria stated suspect, travels a lot for work, so he could have been in Boston. The detective asked Valeria for suspect's date of birth and contact number. Valeria gave me suspect's date of birth, 10/15/1994, and contact 347-946-7750. Detective emailed the Brick to do a workup on suspect's Sosolon Gularoff, date of birth 10/15/1994. The Brick replied to detective, informing detective that suspect's mailing address is 1910 Bay Ridge Ave, apartment 3, Brooklyn, Mass. 11, Brooklyn, New York. Zip code 11204. Suspect social 64657525251 with counted phone number 347-996-1368 since 10/20/2024. Suspect's old number 347-946-7750 is also listed from 5/20/2016, which matches the number Valeria gave detective. Brick also came back with a valid New York driver's license, 825-591-1760 for suspect. Detective did attempt to contact suspect to no avail. Suspect's voice box was full, and suspect couldn't receive any messages. Pictures of suspect's injuries will be available upon request. On 4/19/2025, at about 1 a.m., detectives Keneally and Walsh conducted a licensed premise inspection of Harvard Nightclub, 246 Tremont Street, Boston. Detectives issued LPV 037883 for failure to notify the police regarding the alleged assault and battery on 4/12/2025. The violation notice was signed by person in charge, Zeeb Nubulisi, who cooperated with detectives. Person in charge, Mr. Nabulsi, was aware of said physical altercation. No other violations were observed. Criminal complaint to be filed and forwarded to BMC for a hearing date.
Thank you, Detective. Attorney Avliades, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Can I step in one quickly?
Sure.
Of course.
The owners of the business, the Harbor, they've been very cooperative. they believe since the police were on scene across the street, they didn't feel like they had to call the police at the time because we were already speaking to the victim. That was their thought.
Thank you for that. With that, Attorney Avliades, if you would like to address the incident.
Yes. I'd like to call Kevin Montgomery. He's the chief of security. He was working that evening.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
There you are, yes. So you were working that evening,
Yes, I was working that evening.
and you are the head of security for Hava?
Yes.
And can you tell us what happened regarding the incident?
Basically, there was an incident between two groups of gentlemen in there. Again, after reviewing the video, it was kind of over a girl. It became verbal once. We had to look at their body language simply because, excuse me, because they weren't speaking English. So you really couldn't tell what the conversation was. But once the body language started getting more aggressive, that's when security intervened. And got kind of, got it under control, got them outside. The one group outside left the other party inside. After that, about 10 minutes went by. They were in the on the Tremont Street. The other party came outside because it was closing at that time. The altercation then resumed again after a few words from both parties. We separated them. By the time all the separation was done, the police were already there. So I assumed the call was already made.
Where were the police when you first saw them?
Corner of, I believe, the Stewart and Tremont.
Which is about how many feet or yards away from the front of the building?
I would say 30 feet at the tops.
And at some point in time, did you work with the detectives to provide them with the security footage that we had?
Yes, the detective Keneally came by and we reviewed the tape together, and I guess kind of gave him a play-by-play of exactly what happened that evening.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Anything further before we move to questions from the board?
No.
Okay, with that, we'll see if there are any questions at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you. We do have video, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm just looking at a file I have. No, actually, no, we have your security and operations plan, but I don't think we ever received the video.
No.
Could you
We'd
send
be
that to us?
Yeah, we'd be happy to provide the video. It's lengthy. It's from what I received, it's 3 separate angles, 2 inside and I think 1 outside, and each one is approximately 35 to 55 minutes long. But I'd be happy to send them to you.
Okay. Could you get that to us by the end of the day or by tomorrow, so we can vote on this on Thursday?
Yes, Kevin, can you make sure that happens?
Sure can, not a problem.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
It's not clear to me where did the jaw breaking, teeth breaking happen? Is it outside or inside?
It is my understanding that the fight continued outside or started back up outside, and that's when the jaw breaking happened. But I was
Okay.
not there, and I'm only going honestly by the police reports that I've read that have already been read into the record. The fact also that they said there was a lot of blood outside, and I don't think there was
Yeah.
any blood inside.
Detective, was that your determination that it happened outside?
The fight happened inside and outside.
Yeah. When was the victim injured in that manner? Do you know?
I wouldn't know. I imagine both places.
Okay. All right. That's all I had. Thanks.
No additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. We will await submission of the video, and in the meantime, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 3, Park 54 Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Park 54 Restaurant and Lounge, located at 81 Fairmount Ave in Hyde Park. Date of the incident, April 5th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
I am Tasha Hull. I'm the owner.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Hull. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yep, Shayla Harris Garcia, her assistant.
Great, thank you, Ms. Harris Garcia. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Monahan or Officer Palmer are not here. Lieutenant Detective Troy.
Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Tyrone Perry, Park 54, security.
Thank you. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Lieutenant
Yes.
Secretary Troy.
Yep.
If you could please read the police report into the record for the board.
Sure. Reading from a report written by Officer Palmer. It reads as follows: at about 12:37 a.m. on Saturday, April 5th, 2025, Officer Palmer of Phillips on site at a fight at 85 Fairmont Ave in Boston. Other officers from District 18 also responded. Officers observed the male lying on the ground being held down by an unnamed staff member from Park 54 Restaurant and Lounge. The male party being held down stated that he'd been punched in the face by an unnamed patron inside Park 54 Restaurant and Lounge, 81 Fairmont Ave. The individual, later identified as Laval Cherry, stated to officers he wanted to be seen by EMS, who were summoned to evaluate him. Prior to EMS arrival, officers placed Mr. Cherry in handcuffs, Cherry, I should say, as he was continuously pointing his hands in officers' face, aggressively posturing as if to charge at officers, being physically intrusive upon officers' personal space. Due to Cherry's increasing erratic and aggressive behaviors, officers placed him in a marked Boston Police cruiser until EMS arrived. While in the cruiser, Cherry continuously slammed his head against the interior of the cruiser. On arrival of EMS, officers removed Cherry from the cruiser and attempted to walk him to the ambulance to be medically evaluated. While doing so, he spat at an officer's face and physically pushed other officers who were unseen, causing officers to fall through a window at Park 54. Officer Augustine was transported to the hospital to be evaluated due to injuries sustained from falling into the window. Mr. Cherry was immediately placed under arrest, placed in a marked Boston Police cruiser, and transported to Boston for booking. Mr. Cherry continued to be violent and aggressive towards officers and towards himself. Further down, Officer Moynihan responded and issued a license premise violation to Park 54 Restaurant and Lounge for patron-on-patron assault. That's the extent of the police report. The rest of it just deals with the custody of the prisoner.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Detective Troy. Ms. Hull, Ms. Harris Garcia, Mr. Perry, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes. So Mr. Sherry did approach the restaurant on that night. Ty Perry, who's on here, told him that he couldn't come in because the lights were already on and we were closing at 1 a.m. He said he had to use the bathroom. So Ty allowed him to come in as a courtesy to use the bathroom, and strictly just to use the bathroom. He was not a customer. On the way to the restroom, he stopped and began speaking to a group of patrons that were at a table, finishing up at a table. That interaction between him and the patrons seemed to have escalated into a verbal argument. I happened to be right near where this happens. You can see from video footage if you needed video footage. Ty went over, I called Ty over, hey, it looks like they're gonna have an argument or they're getting, it's escalating. Ty went and he escorted him outside. The other patrons stayed inside. They didn't even try to fight back with him because they kept saying that he seemed like he was under the influence of something other than alcohol. Outside, he started once outside, he attempted to strike at Ty, and I saw this again on video footage, which I can provide. At that point, we contacted the police, but usually at time of closing, there's always 2 police officers patrolling the area across the street. So they walked over, and that's why when they took over from there. And everything that was stated in the police report, we also have on camera confirming all of that stuff did in fact happen. And so when the sergeant arrived after the sergeant had to come, I guess, because an officer was injured when they went through the window. He came in and he's like, I have to give you guys this per, because it was procedural. And so I signed it, I accepted it, and here we are. And I'm happy to provide any video footage you guys would like for the incident. And that's both for the police as well. I don't know if this person is taking anything to court.
Thank you for that. Ms. Harris Garcia, Mr. Perry, anything further before we move to questions from the board? Okay.
No, it's exactly what was stated.
Right, we'll see if there are any questions at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you very much. I don't have any questions.
Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions, sorry. Thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Would the board like to see the video that Ms. Hall has offered?
If it's readily available, and you can submit it to the board, that would be helpful.
If I may, Mr. Green, there was no investigation conducted into this matter because the subject was arrested, so there was no further investigation, and a detective wasn't assigned to the matter. Therefore, we didn't have the video.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Then we will await that video, and with that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 4, JJ&R LLC, doing business as The Mix, located at 555 Talbot Ave in Dorchester. Date of the incident, May 1st, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. And assault and battery, patron on employee, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? Is anybody present on behalf of The Mix? We will take a second call and contact the licensee. Calling item number 5, Peabody E-Market Inc., doing business as E-Market, located at 4 Park Plaza. Date of the incident, April 13th, 2025. Sale of alcohol after 11 p.m. posted closing in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Attorney Green, John Iada, McDermott, Coulty, Miller, and Hanley. On behalf of the licensee, joining me this morning are the owners, Enos Nashed and Imad Hanawi, who's also is also the manager of record.
Hi, good morning, John. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Enos, can you put your video on if possible?
Yeah, I tried it. Yes.
We'll work through this. They actually are not. They do not have firsthand knowledge, but they're here if the board has any questions, regarding what they have done in the future. So we'll try to get through that. If the board needs video, we'll try to make that happen.
Thank you. Yeah, it appears that they're on a device where the video is not working. I do hear them with us.
Sorry, I don't know why it's not working.
Sure. Chairman Joyce, we will allow them to affirm that they're raising their hand when asked to do so.
Yep.
Okay.
We can move on with that. Yep.
Thank you. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Detective William Gallagher.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Thank you. Can you all please raise your right hand? And if the licensee could please just also affirm to the board that you are raising your right hand right now.
Enos and Imad, can you just confirm that you have your hands raised?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You.
And Enos and Imai, can you just confirm that verbally?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
On 4/13/2025 at 11:03 p.m., Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to Licensed Premise Unit, were dropping off a hearing notice at the E-Market at 4 Park Plaza. As detectives approached the main door, they observed a sign informing patrons the store was closed for 5 minutes. Detectives returned to the vehicle to wait the 5 minutes. During that time, detectives observed staff member closing off the alcohol section with a gate. Detectives returned to the door as it opened. There were several others waiting to enter as well. The first male into the store observed the gate to be secured liquor area and asked the clerk if he could still purchase alcohol. The clerk replied yes, and the male proceeded to purchase a bottle of wine. After the sale was complete, detectives introduced themselves and informed the clerk that they may not sell alcohol after 11 p.m. A copy of the sales slip was taken by detectives showing the sale after 11. As a result of what detectives had witnessed, Sergeant Gallagher issued licensed premise inspection notice 021275 to E-Market for sale of alcohol after 11 p.m. closing. Copy of the inspection notice was left with the management. I do have here the slip that we did take that night, and it shows the sale was after 11 p.m. And that's all we have.
Thank you. Attorney Aida, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, thank you, Attorney Green. No questions for Sergeant Detective Gallagher. As you heard, the clerk working that evening did not make note of the time, allowed the sale to occur as shown by the sales receipt. Obviously, this is a lapse in judgment on the clerk's part. The owners have and did speak with that employee, reminding them of their responsibilities, reminding them to pay attention to the hour where the sales occur. In fact, the store's POS and scanner system has a built-in clock, so it should have been apparent to the clerk when he was ringing up that purchase. However, they have since this time have taken things, they want to make sure this doesn't happen again, so they've reached out to the POS scanner company to configure the system so that it restricts the sales of age-restricted products during specific hours. I think that is being worked on now. I think they may have to get a software update. But the end result would be that in the future, if a clerk does attempt to sell during that time frame, in this instance after 11 p.m., the system will automatically alert the clerk and prevent that transaction from occurring. So that's the goal, that this does not happen again. Try to take that out of the clerk's hands as well, and just implement that system in place. Enos is here. I'm not sure Iman maybe as well, if the board had any questions for her. Thank you. If the board had any questions, they're here to answer those.
Thank you. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you very much. I have no questions at this time.
No questions for me. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number
Thank you.
6, Who's on First Inc., located at 21 Jersey Street. Date of the incident, April 21st, 2025. Overcrowding on the patio. Police count 305, patio capacity 200, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Boards Rule 1.03J, 1.06A and F, and service of more than 2 drinks to one person at a time, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Jen Paratori.
Thank you, Ms. Paratori. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Thank you. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Yes, on 4/21/2025 at 10:40 a.m., Lieutenant Detective Adrian Troy, Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to Licensed Premise Unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of the Bullpen, 19 Jersey Street. Detectives entered the premise through the alley off Brookline Ave, observing the patio area. Detectives observed this area to be quite crowded and asked the doorman as to his count on the patio and the capacity. The doorman did not know and instructed detectives to inquire inside with the manager. Lieutenant Detective Troy did conduct a mechanical count, which resulted in 305 persons. The listed capacity is 200. As detectives made their way to the patio, they observed countless individuals smoking. As they approached the outdoor service bar, they observed the male bartender fill a bucket of beer with 6 beers. The patron then took the beer bucket back onto the patio. Detectives identified themselves to the bartender and reminded him of the mass law prohibiting more than 2 drinks to one patron at a time. Inside the bullpen, detectives did speak to the manager, Ms. Jan Paratori, and informed her of their observations. Ms. Paratori stated that she would bring the premise into compliance. As a result, what was observed, Sergeant Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice number 020040 to the bullpen for overcrowding on patio, capacity 200, police count 305, service of more than 2 alcohol drinks to one person at a time. Ms. Jan Paratori signed for and accepted the notice. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Ms. Paratori. If you would like to address the alleged incident.
Sure. Good morning, board. So obviously we take this extremely seriously. It's been over 10 years since we've been before you guys for violation. So we took immediate steps to prevent this from happening again in the future. On the day of the violation, it was Marathon Monday, which is not an excuse, but it is our busiest day of the year. So at the time of the violation, it was around 11 a.m., which is right around game time when everybody's queuing up to head into the stadium. You can access the stadium through our front door. A lot of people use the alley as a way of cutting through to go up. They're not even patrons. They just use the alley to go up into the stadium to kind of cut some lines. And I think during the shuffle at 11 a.m., we were over capacity. Regarding the over-serving of 2 drinks per person, I spoke to the bartender. The bucket, it was a bucket of beer, 6 beers. It was going to a group of patrons that were standing adjacent to the bar. The number of beers per person, to my understanding, did not violate the 2 drinks per person. However, Sergeant Detective Gallagher explained that if a bucket is sold, it has to be sold to a seated group of patrons, so not a standing group. And that just provides more control over who's getting buckets of alcohol. And so I acknowledged that and that distinction, and I informed my staff as such that if somebody does buy a bucket, it has to be within the 2 drink per person, which it was, but they have to be seated as well. So we've remedied our staff training in that sense to prevent that from happening again.
Thank you, Ms. Paratori. With that, we'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. The testimony was that during the shuffle, they were over capacity. Are you trying to say that patrons were cutting through who's on first to get to the stadium, and that's why you were over capacity? On a busy day like that, sometimes people queue up to go into the stadium directly through our back door, and I believe that's what was happening. It was 11 a.m. The game was starting, so I think everybody was trying to get in. So what I did inform my security staff was that's not allowed. If people want to just access the stadium and not be patrons, they have to go up and around and stand in line with everybody else outside. So I believe that's why there was the overcrowding, because the inside capacity, we were below capacity inside. So, how come the doorman didn't know the capacity? Did he have a counter? He did. We have 3 sets of counters, one at the front door, one at the alley, and then one at the transition door going in and out. I don't have an excuse for why the doorman would say that to the officers. I don't know why he would say that. Lieutenant Troy, when you were there, would you say that the overcapacity of 95 was people, or 105 was people trying to get into the stadium?
No, that wasn't my impression at all. And that the back door is located, let's say, to the right. People were all the way up the hill and looked as though they were, in place as opposed to in transit. It appeared to me as though people were settling in there. And granted, they were going to go into the bowl game at some stage, but the entire back area of the bullpen was absolutely jammed. Inside was fine. They were under capacity inside, and they were extremely cooperative and so on and so forth. But outside was staggeringly overcrowded out the back, in my impression.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions.
No questions from me.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. The board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 7, STK Boston LLC, doing business as STK Steakhouse, located at 222 Berkeley Street. Date of the incident, April 26th, 2025. Patrons drinking alcohol in the public way in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Hello, my name is Alex Tobolsky. Can everybody hear me?
We can.
I'm Vice President Legal for the One Group. We own and operate STK. Also present with us is the Manager of Record, Amir Siddiqui. That's who's present today.
Thank you. And I do see Amir on my screen as well. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if Detective Hernandez isn't here to read it.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you all please raise your right hand? Oh, Mr. Siddiqui, you're no longer on screen. There we go. Can you all please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report of the record for the board.
Yes, on Saturday, April 26th, 2025, Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to licensed premise unit, conducted a licensed premises inspection of STK Boston. While walking up to the front door, detectives observed multiple patrons standing next to the establishment side patio door, drinking glasses of wine. Detectives informed members of staff they had patrons outside on the public way drinking wine. Staff members immediately went outside and had the customers come back inside. Detectives spoke to the manager in charge, Mr. Stephen De Jesus, who stated that he was not aware of the situation and that staff should have been watching the door. As a result, what detectives had observed, Sergeant Gallagher issued a licensed premise inspection notice number 020092 for patrons observed drinking alcohol on public way. Mr. De Jesus signed for and accepted the notice. I do have a picture here, sir. It's black and white. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's the patrons standing outside drinking alcohol. Looks like they had propped that side door and they went outside to smoke, and they brought their drinks with them. That's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tobolsky. Mr. Siddiqui, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Sure. Thank you so much. Just wanted to let you know that we take compliance and responsible alcohol service very seriously. Safety and privacy are our top priorities, and these guests were not authorized to remove or drink alcohol outside of our premises, and we were unaware that these guests had removed or consumed alcohol outside of our premises. But as I believe Sergeant or Officer Gallagher noted, that we corrected the issue immediately. And in addition, we've taken some additional measures to try to prevent this from happening again. So we've added proper signage to the egress doors on the patio to ensure guests have written notification that they cannot remove or drink alcohol beyond our premises. We can share pictures of those signs if you want. And we've also retrained our security team on perimeter sweeps to do perimeter sweeps around the patio more frequently to try to identify any guests who are consuming liquor outside of our premises.
Thank you. With that, we'll see if there are any questions at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you. I don't have any questions at this time.
No questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. If there are no questions, then the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.
And you. Calling item number 8, Two Greeks and a Persian LLC doing business as Cartel located at 520 Tremont Street in Roxbury. Date of the incident, April 26th, 2025. Overcrowding, 178 mechanical count, house count 125, capacity 138 in violation of Mass General Laws Chapter 138, Section 64 and Board's Rule 1.03J, 1.06A and F. And also a DJ without authorization. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Mark Evliadis, president for Two Greeks and a Persian. With me today, I have Shrok Reza, who is the manager of record.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Reza. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective Gallagher.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the board for into the record for the board.
Yes, on Saturday, April 26, 2025, Sergeant Detective William Gallagher and Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to Licensed Premise Unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of Cartel. As detectives walked into the establishment, they reviewed the licenses and permits of the establishment. Detectives learned the capacity of the premise is set at 138 persons. Detectives performed a mechanical count of the establishment and discovered the actual number of persons located inside the premise was 178. Detectives also observed there was a disc jockey providing music. Detectives noted that the establishment's entertainment license did not provide for that type of entertainment. Detectives brought these matters to the attention of the person in charge, Ms. Lucia Minutos. Ms. Minutos stated that she would bring the premise into compliance. As a result, what detectives had observed, Sergeant Gallagher issued a licensed premise inspection notice number 020091 for overcrowding premise providing DJ music without authorized City of Boston entertainment licenses. Ms. Minutos signed for and accepted the notice. That's what we have.
Thank you. Attorney Evliadis, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, I'd like to ask Sergeant Detective, for the management and staff cooperative with you during your inspection?
Yes, sir, they were.
Thank you. Shrok Reza, who is the manager of record, would you, I don't see you on the board.
I'm here.
Oh, here, okay. Did you actually have a participation in that evening and talk to the person who was doing the counting at the door?
Yes, there's two issues that we addressed that day, which was the DJ and the mechanical count that was presented. Our door guy did not present them with an out clicker and did not have an out clicker for some reason, and there's no excuse for it. We are not disputing Sergeant Detective's number, but in his mind, he was doing ins and outs on his phone and using his clicker on his phone as a way of see where he is with the actual count. Again, we're not disputing Sergeant's number, but that's what he was not using was the out clicker, and he did not.
Is it safe to say that currently now you've trained the security staff to make sure that they're in compliance with the 138 person capacity, and that as people come in and out, they're using two different clickers so that they have an accurate count inside the house?
Absolutely, sir, 100%. And in regards to the DJ license situation, this location has had a DJ license, previous owners, for over 30 years, and we've not applied for license for the DJ because of the situation that we're in with the building department. We needed to have the long form filled up to apply for this, and we're in the process of doing that with building department. The gentleman that was there over there, what we've done is we've done. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of hard time talking because of some medical issues. But what we've done with this situation is we have multiple playlists that are designed for the time of the hour that we're open. So early afternoon, mid-afternoon, early evening, later towards the evening, and that person is in charge of doing those playlists. We have taken DJ licenses ever since, just to make sure that we're comply with the licensing. We have gone every week and asked the captain and the licensing board to allow us until the time comes that we can go over the building department and apply for a permanent one. And so we're in the process of doing that. And I would like to offer the board my apologies for any misunderstanding that has happened at this point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reza.
Thank you.
Liades. We'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you very much. I have no questions.
No questions.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Board will take this under advisement as well.
Thank you.
Take a second call on two items. First, is there anybody present who has joined us on behalf of Sidebar? Is anybody with us on behalf of Sidebar? Item number 1 on this morning's agenda. Chairman Joyce, would you like to move forward and have this read into the record, or would you like to reschedule with the licensee?
Let's reschedule.
We will work with Sidebar to reschedule item number 1 for the next available hearing date. Have we been joined by anybody on behalf of the Mix?
Yes, Rufus J. Falk and Gene Samedi Levi are present on behalf. And my apologies, having some technical difficulties logging on.
Thank you very much. I'll just read the item back into the record. And Mr. Falk, I see you're on camera. Mr. Samedi, if you could please turn your camera on as well so that we can swear you in to provide your testimony. This is item number 4 on this morning's agenda, JJ&R LLC, doing business as The Mix, located at 555 Talbot Ave in Dorchester. Date of this incident, May 1st, 2025, assault and battery patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. And assault and battery patron on employee in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. I do see Mr. Falk and Mr. Samedi are present on behalf of the licensee. You've already identified yourself. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Detective Caitlin Haugh, H-A-U-G-H.
Great. Thank you, Detective Haugh. For any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Falk, Mr. Samedi? Oh, I can see you saying. Sorry, you could just unmute yourselves quickly.
Sorry, this phone is having issues. Yes, I do.
Just unmute myself.
Thank you very much. Detective Hoff, you can please read the report into the record for the board.
Good morning. About 11:56 a.m. on Thursday, 5/1/2025, Officer D. Foley and the Harry 437 Alpha, along with multiple C11 units, responded to a radio call for request for BPD response incident at the Mix Restaurant, 555 Talbot Ave, Boston. Assisting on the call was the Harry 907, Sergeant Powers, the Harry 903, Sergeant Woods, the Harry 202 Alpha, Rodriguez and Johnson, the Harry K01, Vrabel and Pena, Harry 103, Harry 104, Harry 435, Harry 436, Harry 498, Harry Tango 55, Harry 415, Harry 425, and the Tango Echo 515. Multiple 911 callers reported a large group of approximately 15 to 20 people actively fighting and breaking windows at the Mix Restaurant, 555 Talbot Ave, Boston. Upon arrival, officers observed a large group of patrons and Mix employees arguing outside the above address. Officers observed multiple Mix employees immediately start pointing at Shakora Bush, suspect number 1, and identified her as one of the main aggressors in the altercation that took place. Officers attempted to speak with Ms. Bush, who ignored officers' commands to stop, walking away from the scene. Ms. Bush was secured in handcuffs and placed in the rear of a marked Boston Police cruiser while officers investigated the incident further. Officer D. Foley spoke with mixed employee Dejana Howard, victim number 3, who stated a large group of patrons became aggressive with staff after last call and began causing a disturbance inside the restaurant. Ms. Howard stated the group was being verbally aggressive with the DJ when the owner, Adam Jarvis, victim number 5, asked them to move away from the DJ and leave the restaurant. It was at that time the group began physically fighting with security and multiple staff members. During the violent struggle, multiple employees sustained injuries. Mixed employee Dejana Howard, victim number 3, sustained an injury to her eye from being struck with a closed fist. Dominique Elford Owens Moore, victim number 2, sustained multiple apparent scratches and lacerations to his face from the altercation, and mixed employee Miguel Osorio, victim number 4, sustained a possible broken finger from the altercation. Officers requested Boston EMS to respond to evaluate the injured employees. Boston EMS Ambulance A11 and Ambulance A3 arrived on scene and evaluated all injured parties on scene. Officers were shown ring camera footage from the restaurant by a mixed employee where multiple parties can be seen fighting with staff and throwing cement bricks and other miscellaneous items through the restaurant doors and windows, causing the glass door and multiple windows to shatter. Total value of the shattered glass door, multiple shattered windows, and damage inside the restaurant unknown. Officers were able to identify multiple suspects involved in the vandalism still on scene from the video and witness statements to include suspect number 1, Shakora Bush, transported to District 4 by the Harry 103. Suspect number 2, Kiara Purnell, transported to D4 by the Harry 104. Suspect 3, Erica Kirksey, transported to District 4 by the Harry 202. While placing one of the suspects under arrest, Delilah Polanco, suspect number 4, was extremely disorderly and grabbed officers attempting to effect the arrest. Polanco was placed in handcuffs and transported to D4 by the Harry 415. Officers captured the extensive damage inside and outside the premise on their department-issued body-worn camera. Officers advised staff to save all CCTV footage of the altercation. Michael Weiderman approached the officers and stated he lived nearby and had video footage of the incident and provided officers with a flash drive. The Harry 907, Sergeant Powers, to conduct license premise check on the establishment on 5/2/2025. When officers were gathering witness statements and canvassing the area for suspects, Officer DePina in the Harry 435 conducted a CJIS inquiry of a motor vehicle in the immediate area and discovered the registered owner, Doniza Fountain, had an active misdemeanor default warrant issued out of Dedham District Court by the Honorable Judge Michael Pomerol for the following offenses: suspended license and unregistered motor vehicle. Officer DePina then observed Doniza Fountain and placed her under arrest. The Harry 435, assisted by the Harry K01, transported Fountain to D4 to complete the booking process. Warrant unit notified. Shakora Bush to be charged at Dorchester Court with the following: destruction of property, assault and battery. Kiara Purnell to be charged with destruction of property, assault and battery. Erica Kirksey, destruction of property, assault and battery. Delilah Polanco to be charged with resisting arrest. And then I have a supplement. As part of this ongoing investigation, Detective Haw, the Harry 803, was able to retrieve video surveillance from Mr. Samiti, one of the owners of the mix. Mr. Samiti informed Detective Haw that the total damage for the broken window was $6,800, with an additional loss of revenue for having to close for an entire day to repair damages sustained during this incident. Mr. Samiti estimated the total loss of revenue to be at least $20,000. Detective Haw reviewed multiple videos from inside and outside the establishment. Detective observed multiple individuals engaged in assaulting staff members, as well as breaking glass windows and the front door as well. For the sake of the supplement report, Detective Haw focused on any parties engaged in assaultive and destructive behavior who had not been arrested the night of the incident. It should be noted that the videos inside the establishment, in the videos inside the establishment, an audible request to exit the premises is being requested by the DJ. Each video also shows the staff at the mix attempting to quell the scuffles and not engage any of the suspects, but clearly asking them to leave verbally and with their body language, to include attempting to block re-entry access. The first individual, suspect 1, detective made note of, was a black female, possibly in her 50s, with a hairstyle on a low ponytail, wearing multicolored blouse, black pants, black sneakers with white stripes, hoop earrings, and a gold chain. Detective observed this individual to be throwing punches multiple times during moments where large scuffles took place among the destructive group versus the mixed staff and possibly other patrons. Suspect 1 is observed to be hitting a male staff member in the head with an unknown object. Suspect 1 also assaults the bouncer at the door after she is outside and wants to re-enter. Suspect 1 is denied access and repeatedly hits the staff member, preventing her from re-entering the establishment. Detective observes suspect 1 exit the mix with an object in her left hand that she then hits the window closest to the Dorchester Ave, Talbot Ave with, causing glass to shatter. A second subject, suspect 2, a black female, possibly in her 20s, with a long bushy black hair, wearing mostly gray and black top with multicolored pants of the same colors, is observed to pick up an unknown object from the ground outside and throw it at the same window the suspect 1 initially breaks, further damaging said window. Suspect 2 is also observed to push the bouncer who is attempting to prevent suspect 2 from re-entering the establishment. Suspect 2 is also observed inside the establishment throwing punches while involving herself in a large scuffle unprovoked. A third individual, Detective Haw observed, suspect 3, is described as a light-skinned male, tall and thin, possibly in his 20s, with a beard, bleached hair, and neck tattoos, wearing a yellow jersey-style shirt with the number 99 on the front, black pants, white sneakers with lime green laces. This individual is observed to take her shirt off at some point during the incident, then wearing a black tank top. Suspect 3 is observed to punch the middle window outside the mix multiple times, which had already been damaged by another suspect. Suspect 3 is observed by Detective Haw inside the mix throwing punches at men and women alike. Using clearest images obtainable from said videos, Detective Haw requested the Boston Regional Intelligence Center create an identification wanted bulletin for the above 3 individuals. This bulletin was disseminated to members of the Boston Police Department as well as outside regional law enforcement partners. Detective Haw received 2 separate and independent emails identifying suspect 3 as Wilbur Rocky Fowler. One of these emails additionally provided Detective Haw with a screenshot of Mr. Fowler's public Instagram account, and then I list the account. This screenshot was a photograph posted by this account the same day as the incident of the mix. The individual has light skin, neck tattoos, a beard, and bleached hair. He's wearing the same yellow jersey style with the number 99, black pants, white sneakers, and lime green laces. This individual is undoubtedly suspect 3. Detective Haw shall seek charges against Wilbur Fowler in the Dorchester Division of Boston Municipal Court for assault and battery and malicious destruction of property over $1,200. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Detective. Mr. Falk, Mr. Samedi, would you like to address the alleged incident for the board?
Yes. Good morning, board. And again, my apologies again. I am currently having some issues with my service. I am the manager of record, Rufus J. Falk, one of the co-owners, and also on the call is Levi James Samedi is also on the call. Just for my portion of the event, I was not there present when the actual event happened. I actually showed up to the event after the police had arrived, and I was responsible for giving some of the initial video to the sergeants who arrived and some of the other officers to sort of help identify. But I think Gene Levi can give you a better account of what happened, other than the fact that we were it was definitely a very bad evening. In terms of, well, it started off as a great evening, but ended off very poorly with this past incident. But Levi Jean can give you a better account of what actually happened day of. Levi.
Oh, hang on, you're on mute right now. There we go.
Hi. As far as the complete detail, I'm familiar with the complete detail of what happened. All I know is my other partner, which is Jarvis, requested one of the patrons to leave because she was intoxicated and being belligerent on the microphone, which was karaoke night, inappropriate stuff, and just basically asked her to get off the mic. And from that point on, she got real aggressive and didn't want to leave. And from that point on, I guess everybody in that party was getting aggressive towards him. He walked away from the situation, and security again asked him to leave. Which at that point they got more aggressive, and that's when they started attacking security. And anybody that tried to attempt to ask them to leave, they would attack. Even at the point where they left the building, and denied access to come back in, that's when they got more aggressive, which in the video showing it, they broke the window, one left, and then the other two did the same thing, or other three different groups broke the other windows, but there was no aggression on our side. We're just trying to clear the room from being violent at that time.
And one of the things that occurred just in terms of this group has been known to have issues at other venues. Unfortunately, this phenomenon of reality TV show has hit Boston, where individuals are committing bad behaviors in order to try to create content for social media and get likes. And unfortunately, this group, I believe I sent some of the information in terms of their social media handles and some of the sort of some of the other content that they have provided, largely built around violence, largely built around trying to actually destroy venues. And unfortunately, we were the latest victims of that. The individual that caused the issue, the first individual, again, she's an individual that is in her 50s and is actually the mother of one of the other perpetrators who was also arrested. Again, she just from the account of Jarvis Adams, is that it wasn't an issue of we were actually at the time of closing. That's what it was. We had already made last call. We had already done that. This was going to be the final song. The final song has come. She unfortunately did not want the night to end, but the night was ending. He asked her, "Okay, can you just get off the mic?" And from that, it just unfortunately it felt like they already had it in their mind that they wanted to create an incident. And then from that incident, it just spiraled out of control. I thank God that our security did not meet their force with equal force. We did. Thankfully, we from our sort of being on some of these other calls and listening, we had one other license hearing board, and just in terms of your security cannot physically assault or physically move people. So thankfully, our security did not do that in terms of meeting the blows that they were receiving and trying to also give out blows. They weren't doing that, so which led to a lot of our security and staff people feeling a lot of injuries. We were able to get them outside, but once outside, that's when the damage incurred. And I believe I sent the video of some of the video damage over to Chairman Joyce. But yeah, it was a bad evening. Again, it was not about intoxication. It was about these individuals actually went on social media bragging about this incident that they actually did. Actually acting as if this was some type of good thing or something that would bring them some type of notoriety. We had to close for the day, which was Friday, but then we were able to have all of the glass and actually have a team meeting Saturday morning just to go over what our staff went through, just to try to make sure, show the videos, try to make sure that we did everything that we could do. Our staff were the ones who called 911. Unfortunately, I believe it was right in between shift change, so some of our 911 calls it maybe took a little bit took a little time for a police officer to get there, but once police came, they were able to take immediate control of the incident. But our staff were the ones who made the initial 911 calls. Our staff were the ones who were trying to de-escalate the situation. Unfortunately, we were dealing with a group of individuals who were just looking to try to commit some bad behavior that night.
Thank you for that explanation. We'll see if the board has any questions for you at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you for that explanation and for forwarding the videos. I have no questions at this time. Commissioner Curran?
I have no questions.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, then the board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you all for being with us this morning.
Thank you for your time and apologize again for me missing the initial time slot.
Thank you. Those are all the items before the board this morning. The board is set to vote at 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and do enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.
Thank you.